Our first trip out of Texas landed us in beautiful Hot Springs, Arkansas. After a few rundown campgrounds, we decided to splurge on a resort, and I'm so glad we did. Catherine's Landing was a wonderful place to stay. Scenic views, wonderful hiking trails, and close to everything we wanted to do. I wasn't prepared to love Hot Springs, but I just fell in love with this town. It's beautiful, and I think it holds a special place for me as it was our first stop. I can't wait to go back. Zachary even got his first tooth in Arkansas. I just love that he will hit so many different milestones in different states. One of our first outings was to the Anthony Chapel at the Botanical Gardens. It was so peaceful and beautiful sitting in the woods. I couldn't wait to photograph it. On our way up the path, I stopped to switch lenses and my camera caught on my bag and crashed to the ground. I cried over the broken glass in the camera and was so disappointed, but rallied and had a good time looking at the lights with the family. The rest of the photos from here on out are from my old camera phone. The Botanical Gardens had an amazing light display that took us several hours to walk through. We had so much fun. I loved watching the look of wonder on the kids' faces as we watched the trains and enjoyed the lights. Our second outing took us to the top of Hot Springs Mountain Tower. After a twisty-turvy drive up to the top, we had a picnic lunch before heading up the tower. We loved looking out in every direction. You can see multiple states for miles and miles on a clear day. Our next stop was our first national park. The kids were super excited, but it's not your typical national park, and I was a little bit nervous they might be bored. But they jumped in and were ready to earn their first Junior Ranger badge. We learned a lot about the hot springs and the content of the water. It was super interesting to the kids as they were able to compare it to the Epsom salt baths that they take at home. Walking around outside and putting our hands in the water was a fun experience, but it took a bit of convincing and parents going first for them to be sure they weren't going to burn their hands. And the kids got their very first Junior Ranger badge. We learned that they shut the bathhouses down because they started putting mercury in the water and everyone got sick. Today, one bathhouse is open and operates as a spa. We were pretty disappointed the kids under 14 aren't allowed in the spa baths. But the wonderful thing about the park is that there are stations where anyone can fill up water with their own containers for free. Free access was a part of the deal when the National Parks Service took over the area. We just loved that. So we bought some empty jugs and everyone filled one up. And of course, we came home, plopped the kids in it in the bathtub. We drank it as well. It was so healing. On our last night in Arkansas, Jason took Jude to see the Maxwell Blade Magic Show. They had so much fun. I'm so glad we were able to sneak it in before leaving for Tennessee.